now of the family that was found slaughtered, um, baby found alive in some stranger's yard, and a little bit more about that. So I was looking up a lot of information last night on Adriana. I think her last name is Williams. Um, her mother, Courtney Rose, her brother, Braden Williams, and her boyfriend, Matthew Wilson. Now, and then they had have a daughter named Wesleyan Williams. Now, this all started when Wesleyan was dropped off 25 miles away from home in a stranger's front yard strapped in a car seat. Neighbor saw her, called 911. Police came and made a plea in social media and on the news saying, we need someone to identify this child. We don't know who she belongs to. Help us figure out where she belongs. So they did that, and they got information, and they followed up on that information and found that the family she belonged to was all dead. Adriana had just turned 20. Her boyfriend, Matthew, father of the child, had just turned 21. Her brother, Braden, was 15 years old. And her mother was 38. Young woman to be a grandmother, but still 38. Now, Courtney Rose also had two younger children, but I'm not sure where they are. No one has said anything about them. But the case gets stranger and stranger because there was a car that was noticed when the baby was dropped off. Multiple descriptions are going out. When they found the bodies, they were towing cars away, but the red and white pickup truck was missing that belonged to Matthew. That's still on the lookout. And then lo and behold, they give the story of who they suspect in this death, in this whole mess. And it's a guy named Austin Robert Drummond, age 29, being sought out on first-degree murder and kidnapping charges. And then you find out that he is the former boyfriend of Courtney Rose's sister, Caitlin. Now, I can't confirm or deny how she met him, but it has been said that she worked for the prison, and that's how she met him. Hello. So there's talk that that's how they met. Now, the family has made a statement, or the sister-in-law has made a statement. Hi, everybody. And I'm going to read that to you now. Let me find it real quick. Move my device over. Let's see, saved. Yeah, here it is. So this is from Courtney's sister-in-law. She says, hello, everybody. For everyone that's coming to my page from older common suspects profile, I'll clarify this one time and one time only. This is a comment I will be copying and pasting, so it may answer more than you've asked or may not answer anything you've asked, but I don't want any confusion here. I won't be replying to any of this as we are trying to process, grieve, and be with family. Hello, everybody. Courtney Rose, my husband, and Caitlin Speed are siblings. Adriana and Braden are a niece and nephew. Austin Drummond was Caitlin's boyfriend at one time. So this is the guy that they're looking for. Yes, he was close to our family. Yes, we cared about him and thought he cared about us. He was literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids every time he's been around us up until this point. He has been amazing to our niece, Caitlin's daughter. We never expected him to cause any harm to anyone, much less anyone in our family. I am heartbroken. We are confused. We are devastated. We are mortified. We are hurting. Our kids are hurting. If you think for 1 second that people only get hurt by strangers, look at 90% of murder cases. A lot of times it's by someone close to them that at one time showed love and support to them. Sometimes it's even their own spouse. So please think before you comment something something ugly. Yes, we thought we knew him. Caitlin thought she knew him. Courtney, Adriana, Braden, and Matthew thought they knew him. We all trusted him. We want justice for my sister-in-law, niece, nephew, and niece's boyfriend more than any one of you that had never met our loved ones. Thank you. Okay, so that is the statement from Courtney Rose's and Adriana Williams and Braden Williams' family. And she is speaking also on behalf of Matthew Wilson as well. They are beyond devastated. I mean, it makes sense in this case that it had to be somebody that knew the family. They probably did not even suspect him when he showed up at the house, unannounced. And there you go. But he is, as of right now, he still has not been found. So he is so be on the lookout, everybody. He is out there. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of him really quick so you guys have an idea who they are looking for in Tennessee. Bear with me a second. That is him right there. So now they're saying he's driving a white Audi. It's possible that he may be driving Matthew's car. So, we'll see. But I don't know. I guess the whole situation is sad. At least the baby was, spared, but killing any of them makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. So it makes me wonder how the relationship ended with him and Courtney's sister, Caitlin, for him to react the way that he's reacting. So I don't know. But they do have a suspect. They are looking for him. Hello, everybody, again. So such a sad situation because, if it's true that Caitlin met him while he was locked up when she was working at the prison, that's just not maybe a good choice of somebody to spend time with. Now, I did look up his record, and it was interesting because he went to jail for robbery back in 2013, and at one point, his lawyer tried to have his conviction overturned, saying that they didn't have enough evidence. So he had only been out less than a year when this whole thing went down. So I don't know what to say about any of this. It's just brutal. Just brutal. Go in there and kill all those people. It's just awful. So that's the update on that. Cases that are coming up for court. Jason Edward Kohler. You might remember him. I've talked about him before. He is a known convicted pedophile from Minnesota that has relocated to High Point, North Carolina. He was featured on BAP, which is Bikers Against Predators. They had set him up on a dummy profile of a child. He thought he was communicating with an 11-year-old girl. He was talking to an adult. They showed up, confronted him with the messages and everything, and he didn't deny any of it. But when they called the police kind of were like, look, we can't just arrest him. We can't just take the phone. We got to do these things. So High Point police caught a lot of hell for that because it did not feel like that they were following through with what was going on. And they did follow through. It does take some time. And they did convict him, or not convict him, but they did charge him with 15 counts of third-degree sex exploitation of a minor. Yeah, 15 counts. Now, he had already done 10 years in Minnesota. He's from Minnesota for raping his own daughter, who was, I think, 5 years old at the time. So this is somebody that in court notes, the probation officer, therapist, and all that showed and stated they had great concern about turning him loose back out there to public because they felt that he would not be able to control his urges and hurt a child or even a vulnerable woman if he got around somebody like that. So, but now he just relocated to another state, and now here we go again. So his court case is coming up, I believe, September 6th. So that is coming up very soon. Same thing with Jacob Hill. Oh God, what's his name? Bo Benjamin Martin, Caleb Teal, and Francisco Trujillo Gonzalez. Those four are the ones that have been charged in the death of T.K. Burton. The first three, well, let's see, Caleb Teal, Bo Benjamin Martin, and Francisco Trujillo Gonzalez, they all go back to court in early September. Jacob Hill is not going, and he's the only one that's been charged with first-degree murder. He does not go to court until they're saying December 25th, but I think that's going to get changed. So that's where that comes into play there. Tyreek Burton, we still have no update on that case. Marissa Carmichael, no update on her case either because she's never been found. You know, we're talking 18, 19 months she's been missing, no word, no sign, nothing. So no updates on her. Let's see what else we got. Tyreek Burton, he was the bridegroom that was killed at his own reception. No leads on that case either as to who did that. No idea. So that's a few right there. Now we do have a new case coming out of Georgia, and that one, this is just awful. This lovely man right here, I'm going to turn my camera around. Yes, this lovely man right here was shot and killed while he was doing yard work in Georgia. Where was this? This was in Decatur, Georgia. So he was doing yard work. Somebody was trying to rob some lawn equipment out of his car. He went to stop them. They shot him. They killed him. And he had just welcomed that baby with his wife a week before. So very sad case. I hope they find who did that because why is anybody killing over things? I mean, I know things suck, but come on, you know, don't have to kill anybody over stuff. But his name is Derek Cummings. He was 32 years old, and he did lawn care to support his family. And now he's gone, and they killed him over lawn equipment. Really? So there is that. And then we have get back in here. I get so many messages from people, so I try to include everything when I get them. But I was copied on another post. Let me see here. Not that one. Give me the other one. Yeah. So, but there's another missing man out of Asheboro. I'm trying to find that one right now, and I'm having a hard time finding it. But oh, this one here. This one's crazy. This one came across. This happened in Shelby, North Carolina. We had the situation of, and it reminds me so much of Amber Shelton. And so that way, so I can give you the parallel. Amber Shelton is a Black woman who went missing in December 2024, and she was found in March under a bridge, washed up in the Arboretum here in Greensboro. Now, what makes things crazy is Amber is gay. She was in a relationship with a woman who had a husband. And the woman, her name is Sherry Mapp, was actually living with Amber at the time. Now, Amber, once she was found, her entire case, in my opinion, got just completely shoved under a rug because Sherry Mapp was trying to convince everybody that Amber self-deleted herself. There was no evidence of this. She'd never had any history of depression, hurting herself, none of that. And even in her autopsy report, it's not conclusive because she died by gunshot wounds, died by gunshot. There was no way for them to determine where the entrance and exit wounds, which one was which, because she was shot in the torso. I don't know a lot about guns, but I dare say if you want to hurt yourself, you don't shoot yourself in the torso. So there's that. But Sherry Mapp has a husband named Cleve Mapp. Now, Cleve Mapp swears up and down that Amber knew that he existed. But from what I understand, Amber did not like the fact that she was sharing a woman with a man. Didn't like that. Well, we have a similar case now out of Shelby, North Carolina, where I'm just going to read what it says here. Imagine being a lesbian woman in a relationship with a female who also dates men. Imagine this woman keeps going back and forth, using you for money. so you let her go. Now imagine you get into an altercation with your ex and her boyfriend, and they both put hands on you. Now imagine this. 8 days later, you're getting off work, you pull up in your driveway, and he's waiting on you, and pow pow, he takes your life. Everyone thinks your ex unique asked him to do this to you. So this case, and this is just so very, very sad, but Tamia Logan, affectionately known as Little Mia, was shot and killed outside of her Shelby, North Carolina home in what friends believe was a targeted attack tied to a love triangle. And this happened July 18th of this year. Now they've arrested the guy. The shooter is a 37-year-old Marlo Johnson, and he's the current boyfriend of Tamia's ex-girlfriend. And my thing is, the parallels between this and Amber Shelton are too damn close. Now, granted, they have no proof showing that Cleef Map or Sherry Map did anything to Amber, but Sherry Map orchestrated, in my opinion, and completely controlled the information that the police had. And the officer who was investigating Amber's disappearance pretty much took everything that Sherry Map said as gospel. And if you want my opinion, I think Sherry Map is completely involved with the death of Amber Shelton, and I will stick to that to the day I die. So, and now here we go. We've got another love triangle situation, and now another woman is dead because love triangles never end well. So it's very sad, and her family didn't deserve to lose her like this. They just didn't. And but I'm gonna flip the camera around again. So that is Tamia Logan. This is Unique, the ex-girlfriend, and Marlo Johnson is this clown dude right here. So yeah, but that is what we have for right now. So I'm gonna end this on this note because I'm exhausted. It's been a long, long day, and I'm just tired of seeing people missing and getting killed right now. So this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm going to hop off here. Thank you for tuning in. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And if there are cases you want me to cover, let me know. I am still working on one about the death of Aaron Woods. Almost done with that one, so I'll be back on here with that here probably tomorrow and give you an update on that case. But yeah, I guess the four victims in Tennessee, that's just heartbreaking beyond belief. This going through the social media, especially the mom and the dad, they were young. They were so young. And they were happy to be parents. They were happy to be new parents. And they loved each other very much, as much as you could at that age. So it's just sad because those kids had their whole life ahead of them and now it's gone. And for what reason? No one knows. So be on the lookout for that clown dude, Austin Drummond, and hopefully somebody finds him and they get justice for these people. So it's Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm going to hop off here. Be weird, be rude, be safe, as I always say. And good night. Bye.